Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the Alpha 19er Whitley Pack, which is a pretty epic 20-liter minimalist EDC pack. Alpha 19er is well known for creating some really high quality and feature-packed bags, and the Whitley is no different. It is a little bit more of a streamlined pack, a little bit smaller, but still offering a ton of value and functionality. I was excited to have a chance to test this out over the past couple of weeks, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my experience using it. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how it compares to some of the other similar bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, I want to thank Helm from Alpha 19er for sending the bag for me to test out. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the outside of the bag, I really like the overall aesthetic. This is exactly the sort of subdued and minimal vibe that I'm typically a fan of, as it just blends in very well into any environment. It's not super flashy as far as, saying, hey, I have a lot of expensive gear with me. It's gonna look great in a professional environment, exploring a city. You can take this into the outdoors. It's also gonna be great for traveling. As far as the exterior, the bag that I have here is a 500D nylon. It's also offered in 1000D and an X pack, and I've actually come to appreciate 500D quite a bit as of late. I really like the more subdued aesthetic that it has over X pack, which is a little shinier and has the texture, and even over 1000D, which I've always been a fan of. I have many bags in that fabric, but 500D just offers a little bit lighter weight, and I like how it's kind of broken in and less rigid overall. So to me, that just allows the bag to be a little bit more comfortable. And I like the overall aesthetic quite a bit. While not, sacrificing quality or durability, this definitely feels like something that I'm gonna be able to toss around and not have any issues. And then you also have some really nice YKK zippers all throughout. On the front of the bag, you just have the blacked out Alpha 19er logo. So I like how that kind of blends into the exterior. You don't have any sort of loop and hook panel to customize with patches or attachment points like you might find in Alpha 19er's Evade 1.5 Full. So a really clean, minimal exterior that I think works well with this type of a bag. You also have a nice handle at the top, which has kind of a seatbelt-like material. This has got plenty of cushioning. I like how it's easy to get your hands in and out of this handle so you can reach down and grab it quickly. And then you also have a few attachment points that you can pair with something like a carabiner, such as a hero clip, or this is an area where I've also attached my hand sanitizer as of late. Continuing along the outside of the bag, I was very happy to see that you have two external water bottle pockets, and these offer a decent amount of space. I was able to fit the same 20-ounce water bottle that you've seen in a lot of my other daily bag videos. And while this does have some elasticity here to allow you to place this size of water bottle, I wouldn't go too much bigger. You might be able to squeeze something bigger in here, but it would start to get pretty tight. As you can see at the bottom, you have a little bit of space where this might start to slide up, as it's not the deepest water bottle pocket, and it could start to take up a little bit of the volume from the internal area. So for me, with the water bottle that I normally carry, this is a pretty good size. Again, you have one on each side, so you could also pair this with an umbrella. And then I like that because of that elasticity, when they're not in use, the pockets hug the bag really nicely to maintain a cleaner overall look. Moving into the capacity, the bag comes in at about 20 liters, which to me is a really great daily bag size. It's able to hold all the items that I normally like to carry with me without feeling too overwhelming. And I like that even when the bag is a little bit more packed out, it really maintains a really slim silhouette that hugs your back nicely, making it great for navigating crowded areas, jumping onto public transit, and carrying onto pretty much any domestic or international airline. Taking a look at the straps on the back paneling, so far the bag has been really comfortable to wear. This is definitely the type of harness system that I'm normally a big fan of. The straps have this thick, comfortable padding that's really soft and broken in right out of the box. On the inside, you have this meshy material to help with breathability, and then the straps also have a nice width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. At the top, you don't have any load lifters, which is a little different from some of Alpha 19er's other bags, but I think it works great with a bag of this size, and I also like the cleaner look. And you also have an adjustable and removable sternum strap to help distribute the weight, which comes with a magnetic buckle to make it a little bit easier to get this on and off. Moving into the back paneling, this has also felt really comfortable. You have the same padding and breathability that we saw on the straps, and I like how elevated this padding is to create this large air channel to provide you with plenty of ventilation while walking around throughout the day. The only thing I was sad to see with this back paneling is that there's no luggage pass-through included, which would have been a nice bonus, particularly for this type of bag and pairing it with a rolling suitcase. And then at the bottom, one final note is that you have these little loops which you could pair with a waist belt that's sold separately. However, you know, with this size of bag, that's definitely the type of thing that I typically wouldn't use. Jumping into the organizational options, the bag offers a nice mixture of pockets all throughout. Starting off on the front, you have a simple quick access pocket, which is always nice to have for those items that you need to reach a little more regularly during the day. I like that this zipper has a zipper garage here at the edge to prevent any water from sneaking in. And this does offer a decent amount of volume, even for some thicker items. Before looking at the items that I have on the inside, one thing to mention is that it can tend to create some bulging if you put anything too big on the front. So if aesthetically that's something that bugs you, you'll want to keep that in mind as you're packing the bag out. But as far as the volume, it is able to hold some of the larger items that I normally like to carry with me, such as my sunglasses with their case. I was also able to toss in my GoPro. And then the last thing that I currently have in here is my Apple AirPods. And taking a look at the inside of the compartment, one nice thing here is that it has this Nylex fabric on the inside, which is a little bit softer and is going to help prevent against scratching for anything more delicate that you might want to store in here. The next area that we're going to be taking a look at is a larger admin compartment that has a lot of internal organization, and I like that this has a zipper that comes down enough to allow you to open up this flap and have plenty of visibility into the compartment. Before jumping into the pockets and the items in here, first thing I want to call out is this bright orange fabric, which is 210D nylon. I really like that it creates contrast and makes it easy to see everything that's on the inside. And in this compartment, I also really like that it goes all the way down to the bottom, so you can leverage the volume completely if you want to place, you know, some pouches or maybe a jacket or some gloves that kind of, you know, fit down here. But if you actually want to take advantage of the internal organization, there is plenty of that as well. Starting off at the bottom, you have two larger slip pockets. And I like that these have elasticity, so it's gonna mold around the items that you place on the inside and also help kind of keep them in place. In this pocket here, I just have my Tom Bin Ghost Whale pouch that has a few of the smaller EDC items that I have with me. Then I also have on the right, just a portable battery bank that I like to have with me. This would also be a great spot to maybe put a laptop charger. And then moving up along the back is an admin panel that looks similar to the ones featured in some of Alpha 19er's other bags. The biggest difference here is that it's not removable. As some of their bags are, you can actually remove it. It has Velcro backing. You can move it to different areas of the bag. This one is fixed, but a similar layout and variety of pockets for organizing your smaller accessories. So starting off on the right, you have a few thinner slip pockets, which are gonna be a great spot for something like business cards, or in my case, I was able to place my wallet. This is the Bellroy card sleeve. Next to that, you have a larger compartment that has a little bit of a gusset, has some volume here, so it's gonna be great for storing something like your phone. In my case, I actually placed the Apple Magic Mouse in there, fit very comfortably. Next to that, you have a few smaller slots for something like a pen or a stylus. And then all the way on the left, you have a slightly larger sort of slot that's gonna be a good spot for EDC type items such as a pocket knife or a multi-tool. Behind those, you have two additional larger slip pockets, which I didn't end up using just because there's already so many other organizational areas. So this would have been great, again, for holding a wallet, a phone, maybe some cables. In my case, I left them empty. You also have a zippered compartment here that's gonna be great for storing any smaller items that you don't want getting lost throughout the rest of the bag. And then on the back, you have a deeper and larger slip pocket, which is gonna be a great spot for something like a tablet, a magazine, or in my case, I just have a full-size Moleskine notebook. The bottom of the bag is fairly wide and flat, so this does allow it to stand up pretty well on its own. I found that this worked consistently for the most part if the weight was distributed evenly. However, when I took my laptop out, if I had a lot of stuff in the front compartments, it could tend to tip. But regardless, I do like that it was able to do that fairly regularly, particularly as I was working at a coffee shop or something. Being able to place this down next to me and reach down and access these smaller compartments was a nice bonus. Before diving into the main compartment, one thing I want to call out is that you have an additional zipper at the top, which is meant to provide easier access to your laptop and tablet so that you don't have to open up the full clamshell opening to be able to reach it. This also makes it easier to get to the back of the bag when you have other items on the inside. This is some of the issue that I had with something like the Evergoods Panel Loader Classic, where it was very uncomfortable to reach the laptop with all of the other stuff that was in there. So this provides a little bit more visibility. I can grab my laptop and then get it in and out quickly when needed. Moving into the main compartment, this has a great clamshell style opening, so you have full visibility into this area for easy packing and organization. Plenty of space with that 20 liters of capacity. I really like these simpler layouts, which are particularly good for handling bulkier items. There's even a little bit of leftover space here with the items that I have packed out if I wanted to toss in a jacket or lunch or something like that. Diving into what I currently have here, I have a GoRuck Shadow Pocket that has some of the bulkier EDC items that I normally have with me. I have my Beats Studio wireless headphones. I tossed in the Evergood Civic Access pouch, which is one of my favorite tech and EDC organizers for working remotely. And then I also have my Levitate portable standing desk. In this area, you have the same bright orange lining to provide plenty of visibility, and then because of the simple layout that this has, it would also work quite well for minimal travel. If I wanted to toss in a larger packing cube, a dop kit, maybe an extra pair of shoes, I could see myself using this for a weekend trip. On the back of the compartment, as shown earlier, you have dedicated tablet and laptop sleeves that are padded. They offer plenty of protection for your devices. I also like that they're both suspended off the bottom of the ground, so if you place your bag down or you drop it, you don't have to worry about your device making contact with the floor. And then the tablet sleeve at the moment just has my iPad mini, but it, would definitely be able to hold probably a 10 or 11 inch tablet comfortably. And then on the laptop compartment, I currently have a 13-inch MacBook Pro. You can see there's plenty of leftover space at the top, so if you have a 15 or 16-inch laptop, that should be able to fit in there comfortably. I like the thickness of this sleeve. Again, it feels like it's going to offer a decent amount of protection. And then pulling my device out, now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. No sort of fleece lining on the laptop or tablet sleeve. It does come up a decent amount, so if you happen to have a thicker device, it should be able to fit in there comfortably. And again, with the padding that's been provided here and the fact that this is suspended off the bottom of the ground, it really feels like both of my devices are going to be well protected while I'm running around throughout the day. And then on the lid for this main area, you have two additional zippered compartments. On the bottom, you have one that's slightly smaller, and I like that this has a mesh material so you can see what's on the inside, and it offers a decent amount of volume even for some bulkier items. So currently what I have in here is a little tin with some band-aids and ointments, and then I also have the manicure set that I normally like to have with me. But you can see that it comes up enough to still work for maybe some additional tech accessories, medicines, toiletries. And then above that, you have a slightly larger pocket that doesn't have the mesh, so it might be a good place for something a little more sensitive, like your wallet, your phone, something that you just don't want as easily visible. And it's again gonna offer enough volume even for some bulkier items. But in my case, I just have a simple deck of playing cards here. And then I also have this charger from Anker, which I've been testing out recently, which has a few different ports and is able to charge a laptop and a phone and a tablet and everything like that. So nice accessory to have. Beyond that, really simple organizational layout. Another kind of quick access pocket alternative. Sometimes I put my sunglasses in there. And in general, I just really love the layout of this main area and throughout the rest of the bag. Everything is super well thought out. It feels very well built. And if you're looking for a minimalist EDC pack that's gonna work well in any environment, then this is gonna be a fantastic option to consider. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the Whitley Pack over the past couple of weeks. You can currently pre-order this on the company site starting at about $179 for the 500D version that I featured in this video. If you want to go for something like X-Pack or 1000D, you will have to pay a little bit more. It comes in at around $200, but even at that price point, considering the features and build quality that the bag has to offer, it feels like a pretty reasonable price and compares well to other similar bags in this price range. And so as I was testing this out, one of the first bags this made me think of is the Evergood CPL24, which has been a bag I've mentioned a ton on the channel in the past. Comes in at 24 liters, so it's going to be a little bit bigger than this bag. Has a clamshell style opening, a really comfortable harness system. I do like the harness system on this bag a little bit more just because it has felt more breathable and padded in the way that I like, but both are very comfortable to wear, solidly built. The CPL24 was recently updated with a new fabric and a more breathable back panel. I haven't had a chance to test that out, but as far as the pocketing layout, it's still pretty much the same, and it's one of my favorite organizational layouts as the pockets all have their own volume, they're easy to use. And that one is going to be great if you're looking for something that's also going to have a separate laptop compartment. The one on the Whitley is very padded, but it is integrated into the main area. So if you prefer to have something with a separate laptop compartment or with some additional space and organizational options, then the CPL24 is going to be a great option to consider. The next bag this made me think of is the Belroy Transit Work Pack, which is a really great work bag with a very sophisticated and minimal aesthetic. It's very modern, has a great organizational layout. I really love the laptop protection on that one in particular. It's suspended, padded, much like this one, but that one is actually separate from the main area, so it just feels a little bit easier to access your device. It's got a clamshell style opening. It still offers a nice amount of pocketing, a quick access pocket on the top, side compartments that aren't quite as easy to use as the water bottle pockets on the Whitley, but they do zip up completely, so they offer a nice alternative if you prefer to have a little bit more flexibility with what you can store in those pockets. So just a really versatile bag overall. It's going to be able to hold a decent amount of stuff for everyday usage, and if you're looking for something that's kind of like the Whitley but that's going to be maybe a little bit better with a professional outfit and in an office setting, that's going to be a good one to consider. Another bag this made me think of is the GoRuck GR1, which for many years has been one of my favorite EDC bags. There's a lot of varieties of the GR1 on the market now. There's slick versions, there's the heritage version. I still have my 21 liter GR1 that has been hanging around for the past couple of years, and it's built like a tank. It's something that's gonna hold up for the longer term. I really love the clamshell style opening, the simple layout that it has, elevated laptop compartment. I'm still a fan of the GoRucks that have that sort of tactical vibe with the MOLLE webbing so that I can configure it with carabiners or pouches. So I really like the flexibility and the look that that offers. So if you have a little bit of a higher budget and you're looking for a bag that's kind of like this, but that's gonna give you a little bit more of that tactical vibe, then the GR1 is gonna be a fantastic option to check out. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Air City Pack, which is a really solid minimal EDC bag that's got a little bit more of a techie vibe. It's also going to come in at a slightly smaller size range than this. It's about 14 liters, but it can still hold an impressive amount of stuff. It's got a ballistic nylon exterior that feels like it's going to offer a lot of weather resistance, YKK zippers, good laptop protection, and a ton of organization for all of the tech and smaller items that you might need to access with you throughout your day. So if you're looking for a bag like this that has a great organizational layout, that's going to be a little bit more compact, and it's also a top-loading bag as opposed to a full clamshell style, and that's going to be a fantastic option to take a look at as well. With that being said, the Whitley Pack holds up great against all of those options, and if you're looking for a durable and comfortable bag that's going to offer a clamshell style opening, great organizational layout, and good laptop protection, this is going to be a great option to take a look at. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the Whitley Pack and how it compares to some of the other great EDC bag options that we've featured on the channel in the past. And if there are any similar options that you think I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the company again for sending the bag for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.